Today a news item moved an entire city. A 73-year-old woman, active and full of life with no serious health problems, collapsed to the floor immediately after getting out of bed without warning. No previous symptoms, no signs that something was wrong. What seemed like the start of a normal day turned into a wake-up call, and maybe this same warning could apply to you too. The scariest part is that this situation is not isolated. Every day millions of seniors repeat small morning habits that seem harmless but are actually deteriorating their physical strength, impairs circulation, accelerating aging, and increasing the risk of falls, accidents, and heart problems. Simple actions that happen within the first few minutes of the day can define whether a person will have vitality and independence or be vulnerable to the passage of time. Today, I will reveal the 5 biggest mistakes that older people make when they wake up, and, more importantly, I will show you how to correct them in a simple and practical way so you can enjoy greater energetic balance, freedom, and mental clarity in every phase of your life. Stay with me until the end, because the 5th mistake is the most dangerous of all, and almost no one talks about it, and yet it is silently destroying the health of thousands of people. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell to receive other content that can really transform your life, and comment below. Today, I choose to protect my strength and my health every day. This statement seals your commitment to a stronger and more conscious life. Imagine the scene that you wake up, open your eyes, and almost without thinking you jump out of bed. It's automatic. It's part of the routine for millions of people around the world, and most have never stopped to consider the risks that this action entails. But what seems like simple haste can actually be the first step towards falls, fractures, hospitalizations, or even serious cardiovascular events, especially after the age of 60, when the circulatory system no longer reacts with the same speed. Getting up suddenly becomes a silent danger that many only realize when it's too late. At night, the body is at rest for several hours, the blood circulates more slowly, the blood pressure naturally drops, and the muscles are completely relaxed. When you wake up and stand up without giving your body time to readjust, it causes a sudden drop in blood pressure, a phenomenon known as orthostatic hypotension. This sudden drop prevents blood from reaching the brain, quickly causing dizziness, blurred vision, weakness in the legs, and even fainting. Many older adults, even healthy ones, experience falls in their bedrooms shortly after waking up, simply because they do not allow this adjustment period. The most dangerous part is that this morning weakness does not announce itself. Sometimes it is just a slight blurring of vision, a small imbalance, a brief moment of shortness of breath. And because it seems minor, many people ignore it until the inevitable happens. The statistics are clear. Morning falls are a major cause of serious fractures and hospital admissions among the elderly, and the most tragic part is that many of these could be avoided with simple actions in the first minutes of the day. In the ancient wisdom of Buddhist monks, waking up is considered a sacred ritual. They teach that the way you wake up sets the tone for the whole day, and over time for your whole life. For them, the body must be recalled to consciousness slowly by degrees, respecting the natural flow of circulation and vital energy, moving the fingers, breathing deeply, stretching gently while still lying down. These are practices that monks have used for centuries to preserve vitality, stability, and mental clarity, even in old age. And modern science confirms today that this approach dramatically reduces the risk of falls and cardiovascular problems. What should you do then? When you open your eyes, don't rush. Take a deep breath 2 or 3 times. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Rotate your ankles and wrists, then slowly turn onto your side and sit on the edge of the bed. Let your feet touch the floor and stay there for at least 20 to 30 seconds. Rotate your feet and move your shoulders slightly. Only then, once you feel stable, slowly stand up and consciously. This little morning ritual that takes less than 2 minutes could be what saves you from falls, injuries, and months of recovery. It is the difference between starting your day safely or leaving your fate to chance. During the night, while you sleep, your body continues to work non-stop. Your heart beats, lungs breathe, cells regenerate. This continuous work consumes water. Revan. If you don't notice, that's why when you open your eyes, your body wakes up already in a state of mild dehydration. And yet many older people ignore this fact and starting the day without hydrating, which sets off a silent chain of problems: thickened blood, impaired circulation, unstable blood pressure, and eventually a higher risk of heart attacks, strokes, and sudden falls. The biggest danger is that as we age, our natural sense of thirst diminishes, meaning you may become dehydrated without even feeling thirsty. Many people start their day with coffee, medications, or skip fluids altogether without realizing that they are putting a strain on their circulatory system from the start time of day, and as the blood gets heavier, the heart has to work harder to pump it, overloading a system that already responds more slowly with age. It is a silent cycle that slowly drains vitality. Let me tell you the story of Mrs. Mary, 76 years old. She always considered herself healthy. She walked regularly, kept the house tidy, and led an active life. But over time she started waking up with headaches, tiredness, and slight morning dizziness. She thought it was normal to get older until one day she fainted in the kitchen shortly after. Getting up in the hospital, the diagnosis was surprising: mild dehydration and hypertension. It only took developing the habit of keeping a glass of water by the bed and drinking it upon waking up. And within a few weeks his symptoms had almost completely disappeared. Among Buddhist monks there is an ancient teaching: before the body acts, it must be honored with what sustains it. For them, water is the first nourishment of the day, the liquid vital energy that purifies the body and prepares it for conscious movement. Drinking water upon waking up is not only a biological need, it is an act of respect for the temple that is the body. This ancestral wisdom echoes in modern science. Hydrating immediately after waking up improves circulation, stabilizes blood pressure, and increases mental clarity. What you should do then: before thinking about coffee, news, or social media, drink water. Keep a glass nearby within reach. If it is difficult, start with small sips. If you want, add a few drops of lemon to naturally stimulate your digestive system. And remember, thirst is a delay. SOS signal from your body. The real protection happens before you arrive. This simple daily gesture could be the silent shield that protects your life for decades. For many people, the day really begins after the first sip of coffee. The aroma, the warmth in your hands, the feeling of waking up is almost a sacred ritual. But there is a silent detail that most ignore: drinking coffee on an empty stomach, especially after the age of 60, can be one of the worst habits for your health. And the most dangerous part is that the damage is not visible. Immediately, slowly builds up like an invisible crack that one day causes the entire structure to collapse. When you wake up, your body has fasted for many hours, your blood sugar levels are low, your energy reserves are depleted, and your stomach is extremely sensitive. Pouring pure coffee into this environment sharply increases the production of stomach acid. Without food to protect the stomach walls, this acid begins to attack the inner lining, promoting gastritis, acid reflux, abdominal discomfort, and even ulcers. For those who have a history of digestive problems, very common among the elderly, this small daily gesture can be the trigger for serious complications. Let me tell you the story of Mr. John, 75 years old. For over 40 years he kept the same habit of waking up by making a strong coffee and drinking it before anything else. He believed it was the secret to his morning energy, but gradually he started suffering from stomach pains, burning in the chest, intestinal irritation, and finally severe acid reflux. Only when a nutritionist explained to him the impact of this habit that the tender Mr. John changed. He began to eat a small portion of solid food before drinking coffee or banana, a handful of nuts, or a piece of whole wheat bread, and within a few weeks the discomfort that had been with him for years simply disappeared. In the wisdom of Buddhist monks there is a fundamental principle: before stimulating the body, strengthen it. That is why even during intense spiritual practices, the monks eat small, light meals before any strong stimulation of the nervous system. They understand that the internal balance is fragile and that the vital energy must be respected, not forced. This age-old cure protects the stomach, the heart, and also emotional stability, creating a solid foundation to face the day. What should you do then before drinking your morning coffee? Consume something light and nutritious. It can be a banana, a handful of nuts, a piece of wholemeal bread, or even plain yogurt. It does not have to be a large breakfast. A small base is enough to protect your stomach and balance the absorption of caffeine. This simple change can not only eliminate silent discomforts but also improve your mood, your energy, and even the quality of your sleep over time. Remember that strengthening your body before making demands on it is a form of wisdom that has spanned the centuries. Many people wake up feeling a slight stiffness in their legs, shoulders, or back and simply ignore it. They get up, they stretch out quickly, take a few steps, and continue with their day as if nothing was happening. The problem is that this morning stiffness, so common in people over 60, is not just a temporary annoyance, it is a silent signal that the body needs more care, especially in the early minutes of the day. Ignoring this warning can increase the risk of strains, muscle injuries, and falls, which for the elderly can have serious and long-lasting consequences. During sleep, our body remains almost immobile for hours. The muscles remain relaxed, the circulation slows, and the synovial fluid, the joint lubricant, is deposited, making the movement stiff upon awakening. If you try to move too quickly without giving this natural lubrication time to normalize, you end up forcing muscles and joints that are still asleep. This is the perfect scene for small strains. sprains and imbalances that can lead to dangerous falls. All this happens silently, often without immediate pain, but the damage accumulates and can show up later. Let me tell you about Mrs. Margaret, 79 years old, always active, loved to get up early and take care of the house. However, her legs started to feel heavy when she woke up, yet she insisted on walking quickly to the bathroom until one day her knees locked. She lost her balance and fell sideways, hitting the edge of the bed. With her hip, luckily, there was no fracture, but Mrs. Margaret spent weeks with the fear of getting up alone, depending on help for small tasks, all because she did not respect the time her body needed to fully awaken. In the philosophy of Buddhist monks, there is an essential principle called conscious awakening. They teach that when you wake up, the body and mind are still in a state of transition between the world of rest and the world of action. Moving hastily is seen as a lack of respect for one's physical nature, so they dedicate a few minutes to gentle light movements, stretching and deep breathing before any intense activity. This ritual preserves not only physical health, but also mental energy and emotional stability throughout the day. What should you do then? When you wake up, give your body a few minutes to adapt. Still lying down, gently move your fingers and toes, rotate your ankles, and slowly stretch your arms above your head. Sit on the edge of the bed, gently stretch your back and gently move your neck from side to side. These small gestures activate circulation, prepare your joints. Dizziness, then a short trip home, and finally a fall that left her unable to walk properly for months, all because her body would bend every morning when she woke up, slowly losing her center of balance and the ability to react quickly to small missteps. What seemed like just a way of walking was actually the silent sign that something much bigger was at risk. In the philosophy of Buddhist monks, posture is considered the physical expression of vital energy. For them, when you wake up, standing up with your back straight, shoulders aligned and eyes looking forward is a gesture of respect for life and for one's own path. This awareness of the body is not about vanity, it is about health. It preserves the integrity of the muscles of the bones. Breathing, and even the mind, moving with presence and dignity upon waking up, is one of the secrets to growing old, strong, lucid, and independent. What should you do then? Before getting up, while you are still sitting on the edge of the bed, lengthen your spine as if you were trying to grow a few centimeters. Take a deep breath, pull your shoulders back, and keep your chin parallel to the floor. When place your feet on the ground, keep your torso upright and your gaze at eye level, never towards the floor. Every step you take in the first minutes of the morning should be done consciously, feeling your whole body working in harmony. This simple posture correction not only protects your physical strength, but also fuels your mental clarity, confidence, and connection with life itself. Never underestimate the power of your first movements of the day. The way you get up every morning shapes the way you will age and beyond. Things differently, and every little act of care you adopt today is a silent investment in